Hey, Lucas.
Hi, Hannah. Yay.
Welcome. Happy World Kombucha Day.
Happy World Kombucha Day for all of us, all kombucheiros and kombucheiras, everyone who drinks kombucha, who works with kombucha, who sell kombucha. It's today's the day to celebrate the kombucha and the health in the world. Oh, thanks. Awesome.
Well, I don't know that I know your kombucha origin story. How did you first meet kombucha? What was your first sip like? Give us a little walk down memory lane.
Olha, Hannah, I was in Australia when 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I was living there, and kombucha was so popular there, and I never heard about it in Brazil. And I was working in a music festival, Woodford Folk Festival. Then a guy came and he was making kombucha inside the van. He lives in the van, and he was making kombucha in the van. You know, and it was a lot of clothes and all that messy things, and kombucha was in there. So I was never afraid of make kombucha and because of that guy. So he like teach me for like in 15 minutes how to make and open a ginger lime kombucha that was so incredible, and I get in love. And then I worked
So you
in.
liked it the first time you tried it. You weren't like, whoa,
I
this is
love it.
weird.
I
You
like
loved
it.
it. Okay.
All the kombuchas in Australia, I just was all of them was unbelievable, seeing like so good. And then in the festival, we had kombucha, and then I worked in two more restaurants that serve kombucha. One had kombucha on tap, and it was my first time seeing that. And I thought, well, we had kombucha on tap here, and it was crazy for me. And all local farmers market had kombucha as well. So I was like living the kombucha day each day, and then 6 months after that, I came back to Brazil, and there was no kombucha nowhere. You know, I just was looking for some Scooby to start my production here, and like I didn't sell nobody. And then a girl who had a organic market here in my city, my town, just gave me a Scooby, and she was like, I don't know what to do with these, and I just have it. And we got a huge colony of Japanese people here in my town.
Mm.
Liberdade in São Paulo is the biggest uh, Japanese colony in the world. So the things are writing in Japanese letters, and it's crazy. And they I think they bring this culture here. So I received it for her. I got a Scoby from her, and then started to produce. And then in that time, I was already giving course about raw food and vegetarian food and other ferments, né? Like sauerkraut and those things. And then I started to produce kombucha and teach about kombucha as well. It was in 2015.
Wow. So
And,
you've been doing this for almost a decade.
oh yeah, I had almost a decade.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm celebrating 20 years brewing kombucha as of this year. That 20 years of kombucha camp. My first brew was
oh,
in 2003. So yes, it's great. We've been at it
cheers
a long time. Yeah, cheers.
to your 20 years, Kombucha Mama, the word.
What are
I,
you drinking? What's your flave?
this tropical banana
Mm.
is a special tea blend of banana called banana tropical.
Aha. It looks
And
good.
then,
What a beautiful color. Look at those gorgeous bubbles. Nice and cold.
whoa.
It looks fantastic. But you don't just teach classes. So you have multiple roles that you play in the kombucha world. So tell us a little bit about what Fermenta Com Ciência does.
All right. Fermenta Com Ciência really started on 2011 with raw food and
Okay.
vegetarian recipes, and also few ferments, but like Rejuvelac and vegan cheese. And then when I started with kombucha, we had a lot of courses. Like one is just kefir, another one ginger bug, ginger beer, tepache, another one was kombucha, another one was live without sugar, and a lot of different courses. And then a lot of my students asked me to teach how to make it, like to sell, right? And then I started to get more researches about it, and I learned a lot with Sebastian, with another guys who had this experience on factory. That wasn't on Brazil, like was just few people in Brazil. There was just knowing, and then I started to teach and like working some few factories here. That was like in the very beginning here of the market here in Brazil, like 2017. And then I made the first like professional course here, the Kombucha Mamma Pro, and a lot of students like get in touch with kombucha with the basic course. Like in that time, more than 90% of the students never tried kombucha, and they were in the class like to make kombucha. And that was a lot of it's a lot of different than 2020. 2031, then the people already make kombucha and want to come to the class to get the techniques. But then the people started to make it like professional, and then we started a market here, and then started the ABKOM, the Brazilian Kombucha Brewers Association. Then I started to contribute a little bit with the technical director here in with researchers and like I have a nice network here with the kombucha producers, because a lot of them was my students, and then this don't mean that I'm better than them. Like we have a lot of people here that know more than kombucha than me, and have more this experience of factory, but we have techniques. When we are consulting of more than 100 factories here, so we had this huge boom now of kombucha brewers. Like
absolutely. I mean, I think Brazil is the market with the most number of kombucha producers outside of the United States. I mean, obviously Brazil is a massive country. It covers a lot of area, but why do you think kombucha is so popular in Brazil? Is it a flavor that you find in Brazilian cuisine? Is it just the tropical flavors and it's hot? What do you think is the reason why we see so much kombucha in Brazil?
Nice. We have here in this magazine. I think it's the only one in Brazil. The magazine here, and then we have this one out. Brazilian Speech Kombucha Success. So we want to know more about it. Just buy online on the Kombucha Brewers lá, a Symbioses, e read. But I get some points here. Like I think Brazil is a everywhere you go. Like I like to travel a lot. I live in South Africa, in United States, in Australia, and everywhere. Like Brazilians are everywhere. Like they're like rats, where you go, you have a lot of Brazilians, and that's bad for the Brazilian who want to like learn more English, because Brazilians, get glue with the other Brazilian, and they walk everybody together and don't speak English, and that's
it's such a fun culture, the food, and then the capoeira and the music, and like it's a really dynamic culture. Carnaval, like people really love Brazil.
But they love to travel, and a lot of people who started the kombucha business here in Brazil was people who lived in California, United States, in Byron Bay, in Australia. So these places that are more like the kombucha culture was more like were huge, So the people came back to Brazil with this culture in them and started to make it to happen here in Brazil. So everybody, like I think the first 10 or 12 brands that I know, the guys here like started like this, like travel to California, travel to Australia, somewhere, and have this and had kombucha like every day, and came back to Brazil and want to have this here also, like, and to share to the people here. So this culture came, and Brazilians like to travel a lot, so they bring this culture here. Né? And I think kombucha is people here like a lot, like beer a lot. Here the culture is like huge, and I think it's one of the biggest like alternatives to beer. Like people is working or is making some sport, and Brazil is known by the sports like soccer and
Soccer, yeah.
Olympic Games and surf. Now we had like uh, world champions like in a lot of categories,
Hmm.
and here the sports culture is huge. So I think it's nice like to swipe a little bit from like beer brands like sponsoring the athletes, and now like getting more kombucha. I think is more makes more sense for the athletes like the surf. We still have the world championship, world surf championship, like beer brands, but I hope
They
one
have
day
more
like
money.
I think
We're
one day we're
getting
gonna have
there.
kombucha like sponsoring the world championship, so
Yes.
this sports culture, this weather as well. We have a thousand of beaches here and sand and sun. I think very cold kombucha here, like is so Brazil,
Yeah. Well, and one of the things we see in Brazilian kombucha, we see it here in the US too, is yerba mate.
Yerba mate.
So we see a lot of mate kombucha.
In the past, like was very common to have the people make mate kombucha in the first fermentation.
Mhm.
You have like mate scobies, né? Like hibiscus and mate
Right.
in the past, like was so common, so popular that people had like scoby for mate, scoby for hibiscus, and green tea, black tea, because it's like our black. It's like
Right.
our green tea here, né? The
Uh-huh.
native green tea here, né? And the properties of the matcha is so close to the green tea in tannins, in catechins, in caffeine, in a lot of things, and
Right.
works so well in the kombucha fermentation as well. But also now with the law, né, that we just like we have to have green tea or black tea or
Okay.
medicinaceae in the kombucha, but the people flavors a lot with matcha, especially in the south of Brazil.
Mm. It's
People
very
drink like
popular.
everyday matcha. So matcha, lemon matcha, ginger matcha,
Well,
strawberry.
mate is what built my original kombucha camp website. My husband and I, we trade the mate back and forth and
Really?
work all night putting products in, updating HTML, doing blog posts. Yeah, so it's got a really special place in my heart because it definitely helped me on my kombucha journey, just for its wonderful properties.
But
So yeah, go ahead.
just talk about mate because it's so interesting. Like here in my region, the people don't have this custom like to drink
Oh,
mate. We
mm.
have here a very strong culture of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
People drinks coffee a lot here in Brazil,
Here,
everywhere.
here in the
Coffee.
US too, we have a strong coffee culture as well.
Yeah. And we are the big producers, so like, but the best coffees go outside Brazil. But okay, we still have this culture here more than matcha, né? But
Interesting.
and
Do you
I
see coffee kombucha,
and
kofucha,
also tea,
kofuchi?
like black tea,
Mhm.
green tea. We don't have this culture like so much. So I took the tea, the black tea culture when I lived in South Africa. It was
Mm,
like my contact with it. Then
mhm.
when I was 16, and I stopped to drink sodas and I started to drink teas. And then I take this mate culture in Australia. So that
Mm.
there's so much value on the mate, in snacks, in bars, in juices, and everywhere I have mate. I say like, no, it's so powerful, it's so rich, so special, the mate. And in Brazil, we don't like give this value to the mate, and outside Brazil, like the people. So you have a drink here, looks like kombucha called Bayer mate. It's a
Mm.
mate with gas, and
Mhm.
it's nice also. But I think we need to explore more, I think, that mate.
Well, what are some other popular Brazilian flavors that we might not find here in the US?
Mm.
Like, are there special fruits or yeah, what do you got there? Oh,
I have
wow.
here
Oh my gosh.
a
I
bottle
love the
collection,
collection.
a
Yeah, that's
lot of
great.
flavors, and we have more here, but we don't have enough space yet. But in the flavors, like ginger is, ginger is ginger. I think all the brands must have
Every
a
brand makes
ginger
a
flavor.
ginger. It's the most
Yeah.
popular flavor of kombucha by sales. Absolutely.
In the kombucha conference was a talk that the guy asked the guy, who have ginger flavor here? Everybody like hands up. And people here like more we call kombucha picolé. Picolé is a pop cycle. That's what I call the kombucha picolé, because the pop cycles here are like more fruits, like pineapple, strawberry, apple, lime, but like they like more mango. Don't they
You have like
more
maracuya,
sweet
you have
maracuja? They like more sweet kombuchas and made of fruits.
Yeah.
But this is a problem as well because of the alcohol. The people like
and the fizz and the
starting to ferment, like wants to use like real pineapple or apple or without anything. So come to the course.
Yeah, exactly. Come to the course.
But we have to take care. We have to be careful with fruits and the flavorings, and to still maintain the alcohol inside the law's limits. But the people here likes more like fruits. So
well, and we really appreciated working with Tao Kombucha and ABKOM to help support your efforts with MAPA, right? Because I know there were some folks trying to come in and say, oh, you don't need fermentation to make kombucha, which of course is completely inaccurate. And so we really appreciated being able to collaborate with you to support your efforts there. So I'm glad that it's created a more level playing field. Hopefully, I know it's hard to control the ethanol in kombucha. It's part of what drove us together back in 2010, and the formation of KBI in 2014 with Kombucha Con. But speaking of conferences, you have a kombucha conference in Brazil. Tell us about CONAKOM.
Oh yeah, CONAKOM. So I was invited by you to be a speaker in the kombucha conference in KCOM. I'm like grateful for all my life to you, Mama, to have this experience, like to get in there and work in the kombucha bar and have this experience, and to know you and all the KBI team was like incredible for me, like top of my career, and I have the poster here.
Yes, I love it.
And was very, very special for me. And I say, like, we have to make this in Brazil. And I was also I was speaker of the kombucha in Europe, Kombucha Summit.
Yeah.
I was speaker there, and I said, like, we need this in Brazil. And when I get the first year of president of the ABKOM, I say, like, okay, I need to do. And I knew a girl who made like huge fairs in Brazil, and she was making a soft drinks fair, like with sodas and non-alcoholic drinks. And she was inviting me to be a speaker of this event. And I say, like, oh, can we do like something with kombucha? I have a conference to make it. And she's like, let's share, because the exhibitors are the same, like like canning and bottles and all these things. And I say, okay, let's unite the force. And then we had more a strong force to like to make something really nice, because of the other conference was together, so we shared the costs and everything. And we made 2 editions of the CONAKOM. We're gonna make the 3rd one this year, and it was incredible, like more than 70 brands in the first kombucha bar here. This was the first experience, like for everybody, because kombucha is so local here, because we don't have brands like we have Tao, Puro Verde, like 2 or 3 brands that are almost everywhere in Brazil, but all the like 98% of the brands are like local. So it's the first chance. Like here, no?
We have like 3 or 4 national brands, but then everyone else is a small local brand or regional brand, which I love, because it means you get variety wherever you go. And there's an opportunity for someone to be the kombuchero or kombuchera of their region and have a successful life and career, which I love, because it means you get to spend your time fermenting, nourishing your community, and being able to give back with the culture that you love so much. So I love that we don't have like 10, 20 national brands. We don't need it.
Yeah, we don't need it. And it was the huge experience. It was the biggest experience in the kombucha conference, like being in a kombucha bar. And I was working in a kombucha bar, like I was drinking a lot of kombuchas. And I had like kombuchas from Finland, from Belgium, from Europe, from Latin America or other countries. So it was like a huge experience for me. And I want to
do you
bring
have
you.
dates for CONAKOM? When's the next one?
Is 2021 of August or 21, 22.
Yeah, you do it in August. Okay, well, I'll look for my invite in the email. I'm hoping I can make it this year. I know I haven't been able to attend, the pandemic and all this stuff
21,
happening.
22, CONAKOM, Conferência Nacional
Yeah,
de Cultura de Kombucha. And I always inviting you, like, that it's hard to make it. We're still gonna make like something. We want to make something big always, like
yes,
with good category, and we're not looking now for like money on these things. Want to do just like we are investing a lot to make huge
of
events
course.
and like the kombucha deserves. Né? So we want to bring you to bring this culture here that you are so important to a lot of people here, because the kombucha, the big book of kombucha is
Ah.
like a Bible here as well, for the kombucha producers. So this is so important to a lot of kombucheras and kombucheras here, and all that you did and all that you do with the Kombucha Brewers Association, the KCON and the Kombucha Camp. It's so important to, I think, everyone who makes kombucha. So it's going to be an honor to have you here. August 21, 22.
I'm circling the dates on my calendar. We're going to see what happens. The universe is going to bring it all together, because I am eager to come visit you in Brazil. I've never been to Brazil. I mentioned earlier before we went live, I'm trying to learn Portuguese on Duolingo. I love languages. I speak Spanish. I know French. I'm hoping combining those two will help me with my Portuguese accent, Brazilian accent, so that I can come and maybe say a few words when I'm there.
Yours now. You're gonna make your speech will be in Portuguese here when you come. So.
Lucas will help me. You're always so wonderful. I love that you've invited me to speak to your groups, and you're always doing the translation and everything. So you've always been a wonderful lover of kombucha, ambassador for the culture, a leader in your industry, in your region, someone who cares about the culture and wants to teach people so that they can make a livelihood out of it, so she can continue to reach and heal more and more people. So you really are one of the luminaries of the kombucha industry, and we appreciate all that you do in Brazil and around the world. You're an amazing person, Lucas Montanari.
Oh, Hannah, I'll be crying like this. Stop. Thanks for everything.
Well, let's let people know how they can find you. Where can they find you online? Where can they find you on social? How do they get involved with Fermenta Com Ciência or ABKOM?
Yeah, just @Fermenta Com Ciência, né, in Instagram and YouTube. We have now the biggest channel here in YouTube, so we have more, I think, 115 subscribers in YouTube, with a lot of tips in kombucha, and you can make like the subtitles, like the translation, automatic translation of the subtitles in the YouTube, and also in our course. So we have like the Kombucha Avançado Pro, that's a professional course, and you can come and make and click on the subtitles in more than 20 languages. So
oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, that's great. I need to send to you to participate as well. And Instagram now we are reaching 226,000. It was like crazy these days, and I'm sharing a little bit more than kombucha now, like other fermented drinks like tepache and ginger, but also a little bit of vegetarian, vegan style, health style food. So I want to bring more than my lifestyle, like it's not only drink kombucha, it's like to be the kombucha.
That's what I always say. Kombucha is not an endpoint. She's a portal. She opens us up to all these other things, whether that's other fermented drinks or lifestyle choices. They go hand in hand. So I love that you're bringing more of you and your philosophy and your energy to those channels. Those are tremendous followings. Clearly, you're providing information that people are really resonating with. And it's always a pleasure to speak with you, Lucas. Thank you so much for joining us. Wait, last question. What's your fave? What's your kombucha crush? What's the one of your own or someone else's that like you will always like, I have to have this.
Like I need to choose only one flavor.
I know. How can you choose
Drink
just
all my
one?
life. Oh, shame. I cannot live without ginger. So
I know, it's so good.
Nah,
I started with ginger ale. Everybody loves ginger. It's so, except for those
ginger,
who hate it, but everybody else loves ginger.
ginger and lime. Oh,
That was your
and
first
yours? What's
kombucha.
yours?
Love Potion 99.
Love potion.
Yeah, so it's the blueberry, lavender, and rose.
Okay.
And I
I was
love to
thinking
drink
like
it.
100 flavors, but no, ginger.
It was in the book.
Okay.
So you can find the recipe in there.
I
with the
know.
batch. Yes.
All right. Thanks for the invitation. Health, prosperity, and happiness for other kombucheros and kombucheras of the world. Thanks for all your job, all your energy as well. And this makes like this all this kombucha, like the world market of kombucha is like more, I think, more light because of your energy, because the way that you're so responsible with the things and like president of the KBI and so like spiritual and so a good person. So thanks to bring this to the kombucha world.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you, Lucas. We'll see you next time. Ciao.
Thanks. Hope you guys understand my English. Okay, bye.
No, you did great. Okay, take care. Bye. Woo! We are jamming. Oh my gosh. And then the promotions, the prizes are still available. Go to Instagram, find the posts, like, share, tag friends, put it in your stories. Go to Kombucha Camp with a K.com/world-kombucha-day. Link is in the profile. And make sure that you sign up so that you're in the running for these prizes. We are going to announce all the winners tomorrow. Today is also the last day for our World Kombucha Day sale. That's 21% off almost everything at the Kombucha Camp store. So if you've been putting it off, if you've been hesitant, now is the time. Now is your call to go ahead, dive in. We're making it easy. We're making it affordable. Not only that, you're going to save so much money when you're making it yourself. So invest in that quality culture that we've been cultivating for 20 years, that we lovingly put all of our heart, soul, passion, angelic vibrations, organic ingredients, and get yourself started on the right foot. Next up, we have Bucci and Fed Up Foods. I'm really excited to have them here. Enjoy this conversation, and I'll see you again soon.